Look at this view, beautiful. Want to be careful of trees because remember, this doesn't have any obstacle avoidance. So I'm just kind of skimming the tops. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Check it out. Today is all about doing a series of range tests for the new DJI NEO. There have been some updates since my last video. If you really want to see how this thing works with the Goggles 3, go ahead and check out that video. I also did an unboxing and a tracking video. If you don't have any controllers except for your phone, go ahead and check that one too. I'll have those pop up here, also down below, down in the description. Links to those videos. So hang in there guys, and let's get started with range testing the DJI NEO. Over here in the background, as you can see, I have the new N3 goggles. I'm also having a drawing for the new N3 goggles. So this is the one I got to use. I have another one that's unopened. Go ahead and check down below. And I will be recording my screen, okay? So if we go into manual mode, boom, we get this little thing up on the right side of the picture, and that is a new feature. Look at that. We can turn the phone to horizontal mode. Hopefully that all is recording. All right, let's take off. And here we go, guys. Phone only. I'm just putting my fingers on the sticks here. They have virtual sticks on the screen. And I'm just going to fly out. I wouldn't expect this to go very far. Whew, going all over the place there. I'm gonna go full speed forward and just keep it at this height, okay? Not very high up. There's not really much information on phone only mode, but look how quick that is going down. So that's it. Max flight distance reach. With the phone, you really can only go not very far. That's it. Phone only, guys. You can move your camera up and down with this side button here, which is pretty cool. And that's really all we can do. I just wanted to try that really quick. Line of sight, still very clear. Let's just turn her around and come back. As you can see, we have a snowscape here. We did have a storm the other day, and we almost got 2 feet of snow, my goodness. So this snow is starting to fall off the roof and melt. But coming on back, I really have no specs on the screen to give you any information, but I believe in my initial flight test, this guy went, what was it, like 200 or so feet out. So let's come on back here. Come on down. Hey guys, the sun's right in my eyeballs. And let's land this thing and, all right, so I can press the back button here and that'll get us back to portrait mode. At least that's what we can expect. Looked to me like it was a couple 100 feet out and then it just reaches its maximum. You can go in the settings here, but if you're controlling it on phone only, if you look at this here, there's really no settings where you can make it unlimited distance, right? So you can't do any of that. It's very limited when you're using your phone. Let's go ahead and get the RC2 up with the screen on it and connect it to this and see how far we can get with that controller with the screen on there. Wow guys, so that was crazy. That literally took me like an hour to get this RC2 updated. Ran through 2 updates, one for the RC2. I needed to update the DJI Fly app. The drone update took a while because it was downloading really slow. So I don't know, I think that's DJI's server. Screen is recording. We're up pretty high, so there we go. That's why it's having the altitude warning. We're 99%, so let's take off as fast as possible. I'm just gonna use the automatic screen takeoff. Get this thing going. So I'm in normal mode right now. This is actually gonna be the first time I'm flying with the RC2 controller, guys. So this is pretty amazing. So OcuSync 4 technology, just so amazing and smooth. You could hear the home point updated when I first launched, so those satellites are getting locked really quick. I'm not going to be recording really too much on this flight. Let me go up a little bit here. I might record once in a while just to give you guys a view of how the, recording on the drone looks. But we're just going to fly right over the tops of the trees here, and I'm just going to really try to point the controller perpendicular with antennas up to the craft here, just to make sure we have the best possible. Let's not see the neighbor's house too much there while we do our range test flying over it, their yard there. But anyway, here we go. So a lot of you mentioned like a 45-degree angle on the camera is a good view for these range tests. Now this is just in normal mode. Let's see how fast we're going. Where is our speed actually? There it is, 9 miles per hour. There is going to be just a slight bit of wind here. I was hoping to get the range test a little earlier, but that update took forever. So you're going to be able to see that wind kind of influencing the drone here. We're already down to 88%. Still going strong. It almost looked like it was stopped, but we're still going. When you can't see the ground, it looks like it's almost stopped, but let's just angle that camera down. I'm going to do a quick little record here on the record button. This should be, 4K 30, which is the maximum the drone can do. We're already 1,700 feet away, going at 8 to 9 miles per hour. So let's do a quick record. Okay, there's a little quick clip. Move the gimbal up and down just so you can see the quality of that camera. I'm not going to do this very much because this does eat battery power. And let's stop this recording. So I'll be pulling that off the drone and putting that up as long as we got the drone back, right? And this one, since I want to do a few other tests on this with the goggles, I don't want to lose it. So I'm probably going to go just to around 50% on our battery. We're at 80%. We're going at a cool 8.7 miles per hour. And if you've been watching that, you're going to see it's fluctuating between 8.7 and 9, and that's the max for normal mode. What I might do is quickly just slip into sport. This might be a good idea too, to do 2 range tests, so hang around if you are willing to stick around for a long range test or a long video rather, and see how this does in sport and normal. I just want to switch into sport real quick. I'm still holding the stick, switching into sport, and it is going up to 15.2, 15.4. That's going to eat the battery down a lot quicker. So it's kind of a trade-off, right? Speed for efficiency. So I'm going to switch back down to normal mode. I haven't taken my thumb off the stick. It's pretty cool how you can just switch between sport and normal, and it will adjust your speed. I don't have cruise control on, so yeah, I'm just holding my thumb forward on the stick. And we're just seeing remember how far this thing can go. We are 4.5 minutes into recording on the controller, is what I'm seeing. You guys probably can't see that, but I've been recording my controller screen for 4.5 minutes. So pretty cool, man. This is the first time I've done this range test on the NEO, especially let alone the RC2 controller. And it looks like it's just like any other drone. Look at that. So really detailed, high quality video we're getting out of it. I'm just moving the gimbal up and down a little bit just so we can kind of see the performance. And I haven't seen any hiccups in the video. You guys will be kind of monitoring that screen as I fly out and letting me know in the comments down below if you see any pixelization and what times you see it. I'd imagine maybe when we spin around, when we're returning home, we might see a little bit of pixelation. But here I am just holding it. I'm kind of going for that gap right there Let me just click on the screen, see if it does any focusing. No, so remember, this isn't like a Mavic or a Air 3S or anything like that. So you're not getting, even the Mini 4 could do that. You're not getting any focusing when you click the screen or anything like that on this drone. But you can probably see my thumb presses, and that's where I'm flying towards, that little gap in the mountain there. And as I look up and look at the gap, that's where I am flying and pointing my controller at, right there. So I believe it's going to start needing to go up just a tad. And it does feel like the wind is kind of just a few miles an hour in every direction right now. So it's really hard to make out which direction it's going to be blowing out there. So anyway, just still maintaining flight. We're going not anywhere over 9 miles per hour. And from our launch point, which is this porch, we're only about 10 feet high. So it doesn't really give you the footage from the ground. All it's doing is it's zeroing out its launch altitude, where it was sitting at launch, and then it's going up from there. And it would be great if drones could give you a ground altitude. Maybe one day we'll get that, so there's no question of how high you are. But you know, it looks like I'm only about 100 feet, depending on the valleys. So we're getting close. We're 54%.
Battery level is low. Aircraft will return to the home point in 10 seconds.
So I'm going to cancel that on the screen. I'm going to let it go down.
Battery. Return to home promptly.
I'm going to let it go down to 50, 51 maybe. And then do a return to home. Okay, guys? So we're at 52, getting a little nervous here. We are 6,100 feet. Let's do a return to home. Return to home.
Return to home.
And here we go. So the craft is going to start returning to home and also going up a little. Okay. So I have it set to go up 100 feet. And that's probably not the best idea, but we might need to go down a little. So that's an automatic return to home height I set. And you can see that's a pretty cool view of the virtual column where it thinks it needs to go. And we're flying back. Wow. So we have some tailwind. Look at this, guys. 16 miles per hour. It felt like it was just kind of swirling, but I guess out there it's coming towards me. So in this case, going higher is actually better because we're getting into that wind column that's coming at me. This sucker is going to get back quick. Let me try to pull down. I'm not sure if it's going to cancel the return to home. Yeah, so I got my thumbstick trying to pull down, but I'm not adjusting the altitude at all. So we got just over a mile on that. What is a mile is 5,280 feet. We went 6,100 feet about. I'll have the totals up on the screen, guys, but since we're coming home so much quicker, we're going to have some leftover power here. This is definitely not going to be a to 0% range test unless I just let it hover for a while. So impressive. Little tiny sub 250 gram NEO drone with the propeller ducts and everything. Remember, I do have the top cage clip-on protectors off, so that is lessening the wind resistance. Anytime you're trying to get longevity of flight, fly longer, fly out longer, less wind resistance, you want to take those things off, especially once you get better flying the NEO. But guys, I didn't see any fluctuation in that OcuSync 4 image quality. I can still adjust my gimbal here. Looks great. Just a beautiful day today after this snowstorm. It's so interesting how we had a snowstorm here with almost a couple feet, and like on the west coast and the East Coast, there's just crazy fires going on. So I feel for all you guys that are dealing with that. It's just nowadays just depends on, you know, where you live. I'm in the Southwest here, and it's pretty docile environment unless we get a storm or a rain once in a while. But up here in the mountains, we don't have to deal with flooding. Just gets a little cold up here. Like I said, right now it's about 45 degrees out. Anyway, we're gonna make it back with, like, it looks like around 20-ish percent. I've been recording this screen for 11 and a half minutes. And remember, I just started recording it just before we took off, so we're getting a fantastic flight time. I think the highest flight time I got on this thing was around 15, 16 minutes when I was flying around the house. And don't forget, guys, to check out that just full-on FPV flight with the motion controller 3 and the goggles 3. If you do have this drone, you can connect so many different peripherals to it and just get such a different experience. You know, you can buy it just the drone only, hook it up to your phone. If you have other drones, like say the Mini 4, you have this controller, this RC2 controller with the screen, or even the other controller that doesn't have the screen. I'm hearing it now coming in. I hear some audio. Yeah, so just like I thought, just around 20, we're at 19%. So that was definitely a safe range test. Let's see actually when it lands what our percentage is. Remember, we went down to just about 50%. I'm gonna rotate the camera down here so we can kind of see where it's gonna try to land. And that is a accurate as heck home point. There it is, guys, coming on down. So maybe not as accurate as I thought. It's about 10 feet away from the balcony there, the wall. But at least it's on the porch. We are full stop and we're 12% left. I'm going to do another range test with it strictly in sport mode. Let's see if we can get a little bit further. Let's go. On this one, I want to see if I can manually launch with the sticks, just pulling them both in. Yes, we can. Awesome. Lifting off. And let's go. We want to go in sport mode ASAP, so I'm just clicking that sport over to S. And we're heading for the same exact spot. And remember, I was around 9 feet up from its launch on this little porch wall. So we'll go just about 9.5. So here we go. Same exact flight, guys. Brand new battery. Remember, 6,100 feet is what we are looking for. Whoops, turning a little bit the wrong way. So get it directly there. And look at our mile per hour on the bottom left. So 15.5, 16 miles per hour is our maximum in sport mode. Okay. And when I was doing the update on this controller, this RC2, it said it enabled manual mode too. So those of you who have this controller, it looks like they're getting it to where you can fly it like crazy, like a regular FPV drone. This is not that test right now. This is just the range test. But it's just great how there's quite a few different options. The drone looked like it dropped a bit. Now it's down to like 1.62 feet. I'm going to pick it up just a little bit. That was interesting. Just started dropping on its own. Maybe that's because it's in sport and it's just going so fast. I'll pick it back up to where it was, around 9. Talking about the left, if you look at the telemetry on the left of the screen, you're going to see numbers. 9.8 feet, 10 feet height. It's going 0 mile per hour up or down, and it's going 15.5 mile per hour below that on the left of the screen. Right here, if I click on it, I might be able to see my thumbprint. Oh, that was weird. Oh, obstacle. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, crap. Close that out. Wow. So that's pretty cool. You can do tracking in this mode. This is just normal sport. That was interesting. Make sure I still am in sport. Yeah, up there on the top left, S mode. So let's see if we get any further, guys, with the sport mode. Oops, I almost forgot to turn the controller or the camera down. So that was me just pushing the left roller on this controller. Remember how I did a little bit of recording? I'm going to just hit record just for a little bit. We'll get this gimbal down, all the way down, so you can see kind of how it's looking. Recorded on the drone. This is 4K 30. What you're seeing on the screen of the controller is only high definition, like 1080. Stopping recording. Save us a little bit of power on the drone there. 79% on the drone, and we have already gone over 4,000 feet. This will be interesting. Seam about height. I'm going to bring it down, back down to 9-ish. So it looks like sport has a little more difficulty keeping its altitude. Probably just because it's flying so darn fast for how small this drone is, which isn't that fast for an FPV drone, but that is the maximum on this. So I'm thinking we have a little headwind and it's keeping it from going 16. Who knows exactly what's happening. I've got 4 minutes of recording on my controller screen. Keeping my right thumb just completely pegged in sport mode. And you know, I totally forgot to look up there at the RC signal on the top right of the screen you're seeing. But it looked like it was just full pegged, full bars the entire flight. We'll see on this one. I'll double check it. 22 satellites up there, 24 on occasion. Wow, so we're getting great satellite coverage. Hope you're enjoying this view. Beautiful view here. Guys, we're going to get further with sport mode. Look at this. We're already at, boom, right now. This is how far we went in normal mode. So sport mode significantly further because we're still at 70%. And these batteries have been cycled a few times. Nothing, you know, I'm not using any batteries that I've taken way down. I did take that one battery, which these are not. I'm going to have to push up a little bit here. I took that one battery in the FPV flight test around my house down to below 0 just to see what would happen. And this is not one of those batteries. So we're getting a fantastic, oh my gosh, look at this view. Beautiful. Want to be careful of trees because remember, this doesn't have any obstacle avoidance. So I'm just kind of skimming the tops. Ooh, up a little. Yowzers. Not seeing any loss in signal. This is just fantastic, man. You can do this with this little drone. Look at this. RC signal dropped 1 bar right when I kind of got out of the, back down into the valley.
Battery level is low. Aircraft
Wow,
will return to
it
the
wants
home
to
point
return.
in 10 seconds.
I'm going to cancel this. Just pressing cancel. Because remember, we went down to,
Low battery. Return to home promptly.
it's saying 61 right now. We went down to 50, 51, and it made it home no problem. So I'm just going to keep on keeping on. Because I see literally no loss to maybe 1 bar. If I pick it up just a little bit, maybe we'll get that 1 bar back. You see how up on the top of the RC, we're missing 1 bar? Yeah, see how we got it back when I just went up a little bit? So I'm at 131 feet up from my launch altitude, and at least it won't have to go up any higher. So what this thing does, yeah, full bars to just losing 1 bar, awesome. And we got a little bit of trees in our way because I went over that crest. So what this thing does is if you have a predetermined altitude set for return to home, if it's over that, it will not go up anymore. So coming back, yeah, we have full bars right now. Amazing. Coming back, it won't need to waste any energy going up. 54%. Awesome, guys. This is just great. Look at this little guy go. Let's go back down. Let's go back to 50, and then we'll do a return to home. Or 51, just to be safe. Do not want to lose this because I got more I want to do with it. 51, holding and return to home. Whoops, whoops, whoops. Quick. Don't waste any.
Return to home.
Don't waste any power hovering. All right. Oh boy, we have an orange column. You know what that means? That means that it's going to be close. It thinks, anyway. But we're coming back again at 15.5 miles per hour, almost 16. So a little riskier with sport, and that's probably why it... Okay, so remember we were going out in normal at only, what was it, 10? And it came back at this speed. So that looks to me like, let me click this away. Battery level may be too low. It kind of looks to me, guys, like... Whoa, that's weird. What's that column doing? It's accounting for... Remember, it wanted to come back at 60 this time. It's kind of accounting for the sport mode when you're in sport to be coming back at about the same speed. I think we're going to be okay, though. Gosh, I wasn't even looking at how far we went, but it looked like it was 2 miles about. I'll have that, you know, each milestone of each mile. I'll go ahead and have that footage, mileage, and kilometer up for you guys to just view. Just phenomenal. Yeah, so we are at 129 feet up, just a little higher than I was last time coming home. But like I said, it feels like the wind is blowing in this direction, so I think we'll be okay. But maybe not. You never know, man. Yikes. This is a little nerve-wracking. I wish you could pull it down a bit. You can't pull it down a bit when it's in return to home. I wish you could adjust that altitude while it's returning home. I have my thumb on the stick here. I'm trying to pull it down, but it's not doing anything. Really, all you can do is move the gimbal. 34%. Are we going to make this? Jeez, we are way too far out there. Oh my gosh. I don't know. Hopefully it can get to my subdivision road. I don't know, guys. Tell me what you think. Am I going to make this one? Or is this going to be another lost drone? 31%. 30. It's eating up quick, man. Okay, I'm going to try something here. I'm going to push forward. I'm going to stop return to home. I'm going to bring it down.
Low battery. Return to home promptly.
I'm going to start dropping it a little, just to 100, where we were last time. Maybe some wind up there, kind of high, right? Maybe we'll just save ourselves a little bit if we do this. Okay, so right at 100, and I'm just kind of flying it manually right now. So you see that home point there? I just tapped on that warning. You see my home point there? That's where we launched from, and that's where we got to get back to, and we're still almost a mile away at 24%. Oh boy. Here we go again, cutting it close. Man, always risking it. But at least you guys know what's up. I'm going to pull down just a little, coast down a little bit to maybe 95 feet. And just kind of coast in here, guys. So I took over, right? We're not in return to home anymore. You can't hear that beeping anymore. That was probably bothering some of you guys on the last flight. You can turn that off though if you just hit, I think it was tap. You got to tap mute on the screen there. Let's see if I can pull that up. Yeah, see the mute over there on the right? You can tap that and stop your speaker, period, so you don't hear anything. 17%? Ooh, man. I don't know. I do not know. This is getting risky. So I should have turned back up maybe a little sooner because we were in sport. Okay, getting the warning. I think we're gonna make it. 14%. Low battery, I can click on that and make that go away. Oh crap, okay, here we go. Low battery landing. I'm not gonna press anything.
Landing.
Nope, don't land. Nope.
Critically low battery
Nope.
warning.
So force landing, but I'm trying to push up. Get that away. What is our footage? At least we're gonna be close to my neighbor. We might be able to make this. 10%? Yeah. Let me see if I push up on the controller. I can still slowly go up. See the footage there going up? I don't want to use too much power doing that though. I just want to go forward and just coast in, man. Coasting in, 8%. We should be able to fly a little bit over 0. Woo. Sorry, neighbor, I gotta fly over your house. I do want to just keep it up here. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up. I'm trying to push up just to maintain around 10 feet. 5%. I think we're gonna make this, guys. Whoa. This is close, man. Come on. 3%. Come on, baby. So I'm just really being light on the throttle stick just to keep it up around 10 feet. So when it comes in, I can just let it go. Geez, 0. Oh crap, are we gonna drop out of the sky, man? I hope not. Get back to our porch. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. We are almost there, man. I'm going up a little in altitude, and this is why I do it, guys, so I can, even if it ruins this battery, I get my
low voltage.
drone back.
Landing.
Okay. Oh man, we're almost there, dude. Don't hit the tree. We want to go right. We'll go right to the front porch if we can. I know I'm not going to be high enough to catch it. I'm pushing all the way up on the control stick. Okay, we're going to land right here. Woo! That was it. Look at that. My goodness. 0%. We made it home. All right, guys, let's see where this bad boy landed. Man, at least we got it. Yep, there it is. Right there. I thought I was going to hit this yucca plant here. I was going right into it. But right where I left off, it seemed to just hit the ground and kind of flip. And it turns itself off, so it doesn't ruin the battery, which is great. Man, but look how far we went with this tiny little drone. This is just the perfect day for it. Just a nice, sunny, calm day. Boy, oh boy. Well, friends, what a phenomenal flight. I think that was one of the best I have ever done on any drone. Just like on the driveway down there. I mean, that's only about 50 feet away. We'll see what it was on the controller screen. It will have all the stats on there. But boy, oh boy, that was so awesome. Really looked like this thing went 2 miles. And sport mode is the way to go if you're looking for range, but you got to be careful. I'm going to need to put this one right on the charger ASAP. Don't want to leave them this dead for very long. Yeah, these were like in the 1430 mAh range. Remember, this is a high voltage 2S battery, so just this tiny little battery got us that far. This is like lighter than the Mini 4. So if you guys have seen some of my tests on the Mini 4, it is going to be quite influenced in the wind though. This is not a replacement for the Mini 4. This is going to be pushed around hard in the wind. Go ahead and check out my flight test I did at home, and you're gonna see it was much windier. Anyway, so hopefully that camera's up for a little bit, checking out the snowscape here. You'll have seen the recorded screen on here. I'm not even sure if I really want to do a range test with my goggles, because this video is going to be just way long. And this is the same technology. The goggles are going to be on my head. Same technology, same kind of antennas versus the antennas on the controller. Really, remember, it was only 1 bar that went down on the RC signal when we just kind of crested that peak with those trees there, and it kind of went behind the trees. I had to go up a little to get that bar back. So I don't even think I'm going to really do a range test with the goggles and the motion. I already know it's going to happen. I think that was enough excitement for me and maybe you today. Didn't quite get it back to where I was, but like I said, just around 50 feet away, that's good enough. That kind of brings up some of the fail safes this thing has. Remember, it was still flying forward. I could still push up on it past 0% until it said critically low battery. And that's all depending on the voltage. DJI is really good at putting a buffer on the voltage on these things, where it's just gonna start dropping, but you can still steer it. You just can't go up anymore. I really would recommend, if you wanna see how this thing flies in kind of a wooded or home area, check out my other video where I do a full-on FPV test with the Goggles 3 and the motion controller. And you're gonna see how trees and stuff really lessen that visibility on the FPV when you're going through stuff like that. You're gonna start to see pixelation. But I didn't see anything on this. Maybe once in a while, like just a stutter hiccup. And that's probably just from the processing in these controllers. Anyway, guys, I am doing a drawing on the Goggles N3. We haven't even got into this yet, but they're gonna be $220 about. So that's significantly less than the Goggles 3. These new goggles are 04 technology. They're compatible with all the new stuff. This is something that DJI needed to do, and they did it. I'm gonna do a full-on review on this too, but don't forget, I am enabling my subscribers to win one of these. I also got a bunch of these guys, so there's gonna be a bunch of drawings for these two on that same website. Don't forget, check that down below. Hope you enjoyed that, guys, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.